Whatever.
All right. 25 Sleighs of Christmas.
25 Sleighs of Christmas. Sleigh 4.
Sleigh 4.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
Anna and the
Apocalypse, man. Okay, so this movie,
Anna and the Apocalypse.
On Hulu, again, by the way.
On Hulu. This
so,
one's on Hulu as well.
Not like we're trying to get a Hulu sponsorship, but I wouldn't be mad at that.
So you and I went into this very differently.
Very differently, because I believe you had watched the trailer, or you knew about it. I knew nothing about this movie.
I knew about it. I was looking forward to this movie. I heard about it at the festivals. Because like you said, I'm a movie buff. I'm a movie guy. I'm real into this shit. So I heard about it in advance. I heard about it when I was doing the festival circuit and shit. And then they were playing it at our local theater that closed down last year. It was one of the last movies that played there. And I wish I saw it there. Because it would have been the perfect movie to see at the art theater.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have.
Because when I first saw, because I seen the trailer and I saw where it said it's like Shaun of the Dead meets La La Land, and it was described as a zombie Christmas musical. So I knew what I was getting myself into.
I did not.
That was the elevator pitch. Zombie Christmas musical.
This was a movie that when I was thinking of the 25 Sleighs of Christmas, that I was looking at a movie list online of Christmas-themed horror movies, and it was on there. Again, I noticed afterwards when I was reading it, it says like these guys have to like kill, slash, and sing their way. It's like I must have overlooked all this shit because I got home. I was like, let's get our smoke on real quick, get in the zone. And I put this on, and when they just started busting out singing, I was like, wait, what the fuck is this?
I get this text message, and it's just like, I didn't know this shit was a musical. It's like, I fucks with it, though. It's like,
yeah,
really threw my high ass off. And like, you and I, we just kind of switched it like that day. Because I started it, like, you were probably just finishing it as I started it.
Yeah.
And, so when that first musical number hit, I was like, if I didn't know what, because usually musicals start with a musical number, which, fun fact, if you didn't know, there's an extended version of this movie.
I did not.
And so I don't know if the extended version has the opening musical number. I hear there's an opening musical number, and I think that's the song they use in the trailer. But when that first musical number hits, because it doesn't open the movie, like it goes into a movie like normal, it goes on for a while, but when that first musical number hits, it throws you off.
Yeah.
And that's another thing.
It does.
And I'm just going to say this, like, up front, and this was my biggest problem with it, because I was really hyped for this movie, so maybe that was my fault for hyping myself up too much, but I dig musicals and stuff, so for me, on the musical level of this, I didn't really dig the music. It wasn't like a musical for me that like, oh, this is gonna stick with me. Like, I'm gonna be singing this later. I'm gonna remember this. Like, I'm not saying it was bad.
I'm not saying I'm gonna sing the songs, but I thought.
I'm not saying it's bad. There were some of them that were all right, but like, I'm like, none of this is gonna be like. I'm not gonna be like singing. There's the one I always get stuck in my head is the one that I believe was cut from the movie. They do it a little bit when they're dancing in the cemetery, which like the choreography in this movie was fucking dope because like. In account, like, there was the dancers, but also, like, you got the people who are dancing, but the choreography is very subtle, and that's why it's so dope. All the zombies and shit in the background, people, like, stumbling, people running, like, the way it's all choreographed is, like, so subtle and so dope.
No, I love this movie. I thought it was
so when the musical number hit, it was like, you know what, that was actually pretty surprising. When the zombies are first shown for the first time, like, oh my god, that musical number was definitely my favorite.
I loved how it's like she comes outside, puts both of your phones in, and then goes. So it's like it totally accounts for everything going on and how this girl just doesn't know shit is going on around her because she's just in the zone.
It's the classic singing the song about, oh, I'm gonna have a great day.
Yeah.
Well, like, nothing's gonna ruin this day.
Yeah.
It's literally fucking just
the worst day. Yeah. No, it was
all around her. Like,
it was good. I did feel like they squeezed some songs in at places that I was like, I don't see why a song was needed here. So I mean, I get some of that. And like,
I like
there were some songs that were like,
I like to say, we'll just roll with the songs for now, the musical part of this. Like, so the other song I really liked was it was like kind of corny, but the boyfriend dude, when he shows up and he's talking about like
Being the best.
at killing zombies and stuff.
I like that.
I thought that was cool.
I like that. You know,
in a corny like musical sort of way. I was like, oh, he's the bad boy. Like this is his bad boy song.
This one's like, yeah, we got. I don't think we've done spoiler alerts for the last two either.
Yeah, spoilers for everything.
You should know by now.
You
Yeah,
should know.
if
I
you're
said the
four,
first one.
yeah,
Spoilers
yeah.
for everything.
If you're 4 in, you should know by now. But I did like how that guy. When at the end of the movie, when they're in the classroom and he's like telling
just ready to go,
tell Anna to roll on, and she runs out there and he starts singing that song again.
Singing it, I think he's the top of his class is what the song he says. On the top of my class.
Oh,
I'm the best at kicking ass.
You know, like I don't know, like so, like to me, I used to fuck with zombie movies hard when they came out.
Same.
Big time. So I have like a list of like personal things that I think like for a zombie movie to be like solid, this is what needs to happen.
Yeah.
That's why like Dawn of the Dead is one of my favorites that I like because it's like the remake.
Right.
Because it's like you
the
think
originals are solid.
Well, yeah, yes, but it's like you think they get away, but then you watch the extra after credit scene footage, and it's like they die.
Yeah.
I love a zombie
Which
movie
was
where
great.
every person you get to know and like dies, and you're like, damn. So that's one thing I did enjoy about this movie. It did hit on basically everybody.
Shaun of the Dead was the same way.
Yeah, Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, like everybody died in Shaun of the Dead.
Pretty much.
I do appreciate that. I do appreciate like when a movie like surprises me by taking lives that I'm like, whoa, like I didn't expect you to like to really go that far and like to kill that many people.
It's one thing that I always thought.
I was like, damn, like
that's where I thought that like The Walking Dead failed on. That's why like
I really we already said spoilers, so you know the one that really shocked me the most was the dad.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought they took everything from her, but when they let the dude come back, the boyfriend came back, a little redemption round after his little last.
Yeah, and you're like, okay, so she's not at least.
I was like, okay, and she's got the weird girl.
Yeah.
Which, here's a good transition. Let's talk about the characters in this movie because honestly, I really liked the characters in this movie. Like
the characters themselves was really dope.
As like character, and they are characters in every like sense.
Well, the only thing I didn't like was the guy that was the horror movie buff. Wouldn't know what to do. Like
right.
He never was like.
He was kind of the dopey one, like you know. Yeah. But their little love story that was interesting.
It was good, but like I don't know. Like I feel like
that one was honestly probably the weakest of the stories.
I feel like I liked it because it was nice, and like I said, like
it was nice. Yeah.
It was a nice story. They get together, and it's like he sees his girlfriend, and at first you think, "Fuck, did this crazy son of a bitch turn all these guys into zombies, and they're just in their own rooms?" That's what I thought. And then it's like she gets up and she's fine and they're happy, and she's like, "But you know, Nana's not alive."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Damn." So that's why I was like, fuck. But like, I thought how they went out, like turning that TV on and hiding behind it. It's like, turn the TV on and run away, man. Like, they obviously would have just stared at the fucking TV.
That one was like, you know, it's like it was a British movie or maybe an Australian movie.
Yeah, I feel
and like a lot of that humor comes like across. Like it's definitely like
no, it does.
That, like,
I feel like it just. I feel like to me it played to their characters like
true. They were kind of the goofy ones too, like of the bunch.
Well, and they didn't think very much. I felt like they just kind of did and lived in the
moment. Of the characters, they were my favorite. The dude, the best friend, really grew on me. And so when he went out, that was my first shock. I was like, damn, like they're gonna do him like that. So I was actually very surprised that it was the boyfriend. This was actually a movie that I really.
No, I was surprised it was the
I could see certain things coming, but they switched.
Remember, not even the boyfriend, the ex-boyfriend.
Right. Yeah.
The dad says that at the end. I see you brought your boyfriend, and she says
like, no.
He's not my boyfriend. He goes, no, that's one good thing.
Yeah,
you know?
Something a dad wants to hear, something like that.
Yeah, man, and I did. I thought it was. And
everybody like went down like with honor too. Like nobody like freaked. Like everybody was like. Later, every fucking person in this movie is just like shit. I'm out.
Well, that is one good thing because this
Which was kind of cool.
Well, the whole movie, what I kept thinking was, okay, so who's the person that got bit that's not saying anything yet? Because that's like the cliche. Every zombie movie you see that shit in, and this one was like, no, like literally any person that got any sort of bite was just like, all right. we're fucked right now. I'm gonna fucking get us out of this. Y'all keep going and get to
everybody's celebrating. It's like, yeah, that was awesome, except, and it's like pulls his sleeve down and it's the bite, and they're like, fuck, and then they just like kind of keep going. There's some that obviously hit like more emotionally for you and the characters. Like,
I think so. I think so, and it's like, I don't know. I fucks with it though. Like by the end of the movie, I was like, all right, Anna,
I like my
Anna is a fucking badass.
Anna was a super badass.
Yeah.
Actually, that was another musical number I liked when she was getting ready to fight the dude, like that final
at the end,
boss fight.
Yeah,
and she's putting her hair up and she's singing the song. I'm like, you fucking go, girl. I was fucking loving it, dude.
That's that shit.
And the villain, like, he was super Monty Python, like he's very like out there.
He was very out there, but I
really dug it.
As far as it goes, I was like, all right,
And my other favorite character, possibly my favorite character, was the weird girl, the Sarah, I think was her name. Or,
she was.
Maybe that's the actress.
She was different, but I fucked with her too.
And I'm glad she survived. I'm glad she was one that survived. Like, cause she already had like a shit story. Like, she had a good storyline. Like, I really liked.
One, I feel like all of them, like I feel
all three of them had a very interesting arc.
Well, they all did, but I feel like when you get to the end of the movie, it's like all of their arcs kind of crossed because by the end of it, they've all lost all their parents.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, like the ex-boyfriend had to kill his dad, which obviously you got the point that like he's a fucking dick to people because his dad's a fucking dick to him. So it's like that classic syndrome of like. Yeah. If you're going to treat your child like this, he's going to treat people like that. And he's like, comes out like, I killed my dad. He told me, do like something like his last lines, like something about.
He was like, don't disappoint me like you always do. You usually do. And
it's like,
and he had to like kill him with a bat. And
I'm like, damn, I felt for the man at that moment. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this guy.
They weren't afraid to use cliches, but like the smart, like movies like Shaun of the Dead, like the smartest of the bunch, like they knew how to use the cliches.
They did, and like I said, by the time, like I thought it was dope. By the time you get to the end, it's like you got all these kids that they lost it all, everything, and it's like they all, and it's like I like the underlying theme of the whole movie is like every time some shit happens and the Anna chick would freak out, they're all like, it's all good, dude. You always know what to do. You'll figure it out. So then by the end of the movie, they're like, what do we do? And it's like, you got the weird chick turns to the ex-boyfriend dude who turns to Anna, and then it just shows them leaving their own town, and it's like, I feel like they could fucking make a sequel to that shit if they wanted to.
Yeah.
For sure.
I'd fuck with it. I'd be interested.
I'd look at it.
Yeah. And for me, I don't know how to word this correctly, but like for me, like specifically with the music, what I was looking for, because it was great. It was great as a zombie movie, as a Christmas movie, but it failed for me as a musical. Like that's where like my shortcomings with it were. I expected, especially with the type of movie that it was, I thought the songs were going to be something different. I thought it was going to be something more like the Evil Dead musical, where the songs were a little more obvious, like to the situation. But so it felt like a little out of place. And it's like, yes, that was definitely part of its charm, and that's what makes it good. And I think I might enjoy it upon repeat viewing, and the songs might even be catchier the next time around.
Some of them I think were bangers, man. That one when they was talking about there ain't no Hollywood ending. I remember that shit. You know
the What a Time to Be Alive, like that one's about for sure. I like that one.
Yeah, that one slap.
But yeah, because of the musical thing, 2 out of the 3 zombie Christmas musical. Because of that, I'll give it a 7.8.
7.8?
7.8, because I did fuck with it.
I'll give this one a 9. Only because they could have had more grueling deaths with zombies, I felt like. There were some of them that she would just like uppercut with a fucking candy cane and they'd fall down, and it's like, alright, come on. But honestly, out of all these movies, that was the one that I had known nothing going into this one, and I was like blown away, like, holy shit, this is dope as fuck. I got attached to all these characters, so when people would die, I'd be like, damn, that's lame. So I give it 9 out of 10.
Yeah, you're 9 out of 10, yeah. And another little aside, Child's Play was the only one this week that was a rewatch for me. Everything else was brand new for me, and that one scored the highest for me. But this one,
well, that one ended up because
this one might have been.
I thought the next one we watched was gonna be one that I already seen, but it ended up not being the same.
This one, I guess, was my second favorite of the week.
Word. So ours are just flip-flop, because Child's Play was my second favorite, I believe.
Look at us, always flipping and flopping.
Flip flops.
That's how we do.
All right, guys. We'll slay you later.
Slay you later.